What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amazing A Show. Today, I'm here with my homie Manny. We here chilling. How you doing, Manny?
I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. That's what I like to hear, bro. Um, so why don't you just tell me about yourself real quick about your gaming? You know, this is a gaming podcast. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. What do you
Yeah,
like to play on, bro?
so I've been playing games since I was like a little kid, uh, and it progressed to mainstream games as a kid, and now a little taste of everything. So I did have my bouts where I just play Call of Duty and NBA shit like that, but now I play RPGs, like all the categories of games. So um, I'll consider myself a connoisseur, I guess, but yeah, playing games all my life. I love them, and um, I love talking about them.
Yeah, yeah, same here, same here. That's why I made this podcast. That's why I started this YouTube channel. It was like a love for video games, and I wanted to like express that with other people, be able to
Mm,
show that on camera and stuff for people to see. Um,
mm.
but yeah, I'm happy to have you here, bro. I'm happy to, we've been trying to do this for a while, like since
Yeah, we
before
try to record.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but I'm going through finals right now, so I know my bad. I did flake the last time. I don't like to be a flaker, but yeah, I'm happy to be here, and still have finals, but definitely making time for you, bro. You already know.
Nah, facts, facts, and you always want to stay on top of finals. You know, school before
Yeah,
everything. You feel me?
yeah, especially
Um,
with this pandemic,
Facts,
bro.
facts. But you've been good, right?
Yeah,
You doing good. You
yeah, I've been
healthy.
good. I've been
Family's
good.
healthy.
Yeah, I can't complain, bro. There's so many people out here struggling, and I'm good, bro. I got my health. My family got their health, bro. Um, yeah, bro. Can't
Facts,
complain.
facts. That's what I like to hear, bro. Um, but yo, so what do you want to talk about today? I know you've been playing a certain little game, and I also know you got a
Yeah,
certain little system.
damn, bro. Yeah, bro. Thanks to you, I got the system. What
I
you mean?
mean,
Yeah, bro. You threw me that text message, bro. I don't know how I beat the bots those days, bro. That day, I
I
don't know how,
know.
bro. You threw me that text, bro. Yo, Manny, PS5 on target is up, is live. I had no Twitter. It was just you, bro.
Facts,
And
facts.
luckily, I got one, bro. And I was trying to get another one with Twitter, with all of the preparations, and I still couldn't
Same,
get one. That's
same. I've been
crazy, bro.
I've been trying to get some PS5s for my other friends, for my brother,
Mhm.
everybody, and like it's at this
Yeah,
point it's just like near impossible.
I really tried it for somebody else, bro, and I was ready. Had my laptop, phone, everything ready. I cannot get another one, bro. Shit is crazy, man.
Yo, bro, I'm tight because last week I was in the PS5 queue on the PlayStation queue. You know, like basically Sony is selling it themselves, and they have a long line
Yeah,
of people so that bots don't get it. And my dumb ass,
yeah,
I actually got in. Like I was able to like they had the store page open for me to buy one for like 10 minutes, and my dumb ass
yeah,
did not have my credit card ready. So I'm running around the house trying to find my card. Yo, where's my card? Where's my card? And by the time like I find it and can put it in, it's like, oh,
yeah.
PS5s are sold out.
Oh shit, bro.
Yeah,
Oh my
bro.
god,
I
man.
was dumb
That
tight.
shit had you waiting for like 3 hours, bro.
Yeah.
I remember seeing some meme. I remember seeing some meme that it showed like, yo, you in the PS5 queue for PlayStation.com, and it said, "Psych, nigga, you ain't getting shit."
Facts, facts.
Yeah, that's probably fucked up, bro. I don't know if I could curse here, so my apologies. If I can't curse, but
Listen, bro, be
yeah.
yourself. Be yourself. That's all that
All right,
matters.
do you, bro? I'm from New
um
York.
yeah, yeah. Nah, but like I remember that day, this was like back in September. I was trying to that was the day after the initial pre-orders dropped because they were supposed to drop the next day, but Walmart was like, "Yeah, buy these
Nah,
PS5s."
go ahead. Yeah. They said tomorrow. Nah, we don't do that.
Exactly.
Now, right now, right now, bro.
For
It was
real.
crazy, man.
Yeah,
It
and
was
then
crazy.
like
Nah, but
I
you.
huh? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
go
go
ahead. What
ahead.
were you gonna say? I was gonna say like, because your original question is what do you want to talk about? So, yeah, like PS5, and then the game that you hinted, of course, Cyberpunk, is a lot of conflicting information out there. It's a very controversial topic. The
Yeah,
stock actually went down like 25% or something like that, but
that's
it
wild.
made back it made back all the money that it expensed in like what a week. it has like what 8 million preview. Like it's
It
just
hasn't even
crazy.
been a
So
week, honestly, like because it came out on the
it has,
10th,
yeah,
right?
you're
It's only
right.
been 3 days.
And bro, it's crazy, bro. So I'm hearing a lot of conflicting things about the story, the game. Oh, I
Yeah,
kind of feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm
But you
kind
know
of
what?
very
What
confused.
matters is like I brought you on because like I wanted to hear your thoughts, your opinions on Cyberpunk.
Mhm.
I know
Oh
you're a
no,
huge
yeah,
gamer.
definitely,
You've been playing Demon Souls before, and we could get into that at some point. Um,
for sure.
but why don't you first tell me um how many hours in are you in the game, and how are you liking it so far?
Which one exactly? Cyberpunk?
Yeah, Cyberpunk. So
Okay,
we're
yeah,
so we're gonna talk
Cyberpunk.
about Cyberpunk 2077. That's that's what I wanted
Okay,
to surprise with.
yeah, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so Cyberpunk, I'm in 21 hours as of this point. Yes, somehow I've been able to put 21 hours. I kind of hated that it came out this week in particular, but still putting the hours in, and my experience has been mostly positive.
Hmm. Okay, why don't you walk
Hmm.
me through those first moments when you like started the game and like without spoiling anything, of course, like what what were you presented with, and how did you feel like throughout those first moments like that first hour, those first few
Mm,
hours?
yeah. Um. So my first few hours, I well, first off, I picked the street kid path.
Okay.
So my first few hours, I was already established in the city. Um, and from a technical standpoint, I seen minimal. Well, first of all, I'm playing on the PS5, of course, and from a technical standpoint, I've only seen minor bugs. And this was before. This was with the day one patch because I only got it like 12 hours before release date from Astro Games on Monday the 3rd. Shout out, Mr. Kim Yatosabe. I got it 12 hours the day before, and uh, regardless of that, it still had the day one patch, which was like the 50 gigs on top of the
Mm.
regular 60 or whatever it was. So it was like 110 in total. And with that patch, it was still minor bugs. So it was like very minor. So
So
it
what kind
didn't
of
take
bugs are
me.
you seeing in the game?
I mean, I would see, and I'm pretty sure that they actually, well, quote unquote, patch that now. But I would see like on cinematics, maybe a certain NPC behind the main characters would be making a gesture like they're drinking something, but they have nothing in their hand.
Mm.
Or I saw one like he was holding a sandwich, but then it will fly off. I was like, wait, what the heck? like, but nothing crazy that would take you out the immersion.
Right.
Like I heard, like this is crazy, but that's because I'm playing on the PS5. But yeah, I have experience. What I say mostly is because there is one particular issue that I'm having that is kind of annoying, and that's it shuts down. So the application has been
Mm.
shutting down since day one, and the first day it was around like maybe 4 or 5 times out of the day. So maybe like because I played like for like 8 hours that first day, it was like um 3 or 4 times. But
The
now
shut off happened
because
three or
like
four times.
yeah,
Mm.
so it like completely back me out of the app, and we'll say an error code, and I'll be back at the PlayStation interface,
Mm.
and then have to restart the application altogether. Yeah, that's something that kind of gets on my nerves, but aside from that, maybe like yeah, like I said, very minor bugs. Um, so that's why I say mostly positive, but I can only attribute that to the PS5. This was on the PS4, would be it's a different story altogether.
Okay. Okay. And so you those shut offs happened the first day. What about the next consecutive days? Is it still
It,
happening?
it,
It's
yeah, so there was a patch I think yesterday, and they mentioned that I think in the patch notes that um they were going to they patched those issues, but I still today I experienced
mm,
it twice in the span of 3 hour game session twice.
gotcha.
No, that's unfortunate, man. But
Yeah,
the games like this, like they're bound to have bugs,
for
especially
sure.
a game that it looks like a next gen game. Like this should not, like, in my opinion, I don't feel like it should be in last gen, to be honest, because it just can't run. It can't, well,
Yeah,
especially the base PS4 and base Xbox, like they just can't run it. It's really bad. It's unplayable. And I think Sony's issuing refunds right now for people that have bought Cyberpunk 2077. I believe that's what I read. But yeah, it's unplayable in certain versions of it, and it's unfortunate. But they still making a lot of money.
Mm.
But
Mm.
yeah, bro. And oh, another thing, with this RPG, I would say that the combat is actually. I was surprised by the combat because with RPGs in particular, I need to, in order for me to be engaged, I need to have fun with the combat. And what do I mean by that? So Skyrim is a huge and great RPG, right? I'm not taking anything away from it, but for me, I didn't find the combat fun. So it was really hard for me to invest exploring that vast map if I don't have fun with the combat. I feel like to me combat is very important. So I would say that Cyberpunk's combat actually really surprised me. I was like a little worried about the combat since it's CD Project Red, and I wasn't really the biggest fan of The Witcher's combat either. But
Mm.
the combat, when it runs how it's supposed to, is actually quite smooth. It's not a Call of Duty esque shooting, of course, but it's still fun. It's still engaging, and there are some bugs in the combat that you see, but when they're not there, and for me, like I said, it's very minimal. But when they're not there, it's actually quite engaging, quite fun, and quite rewarding.
Got you. So you're having a lot of fun with the combat, with hand to
Oh
hand
yeah,
combat, shooting combat.
yeah. For 100%. Yeah, I'm having a great time with it, with the game as a whole, especially the combat, exploring. I'm not the biggest explorer, but I find myself um definitely losing myself. Like I I always try to do every side mission that is available to me that I'm capable of doing
Hmm.
at my current level, or I do the next main mission, and I the side missions is where I was at.
So you're saying
Um,
like you're losing yourself, as in you're getting really immersed
yeah, I'm
in it, you
exploring.
into it. Yeah.
Hmm.
How's the
Yeah,
story?
yeah. The main story, without like you said, not spoiling anything, the first few hours, you're locked into a specific vicinity depending on which pathway you pick. But the first few hours, well, from my experience as a street kid, it was pretty engaging. I kind of like I knew what was gonna happen based off previous trailers,
Right.
but it still resonated with me on an emotional level. So I would say at least for the first few hours, the first few missions as a street kid, like I'm liking the main story. You are hearing different things that the main story isn't good, but unanimously what I'm hearing is the side missions are really good, and I can attest to that. They are really good, the side missions, and there's an abundance of them.
Mm, nice, nice. That's awesome.
Mm.
So is there? Do you feel like you want to? Is there any side mission you've done in particular that you want to talk about? Obviously no spoilers, but like a light little side mission that you're into. At least like what it is
Um,
without killing
yeah.
the ending.
I mean, one. Yeah, I've done so many already. Uh, I mean, one that pops into my head right away um, is the Delamain side missions, and basically who that is and what the context of it without spoiling anything. It's basically an AI is an institution of taf, cab services, high end cab services by an AI that you see in the first few missions that helps you. So it's completely AI controlled. And long story short, um, you need to find certain you need to find taxis that have gone rogue because the AI has had like some sort of fragmentation in its consciousness. So some of the taxis that are supposed to be controlled by the central AI, which is Delamain, um, he they've developed sentience, so you have to like track them down, talk them down, and stuff like that. It's really fun.
Mm.
How it ended, how the side mission ended, was also really captivating. And yeah, like the side missions, like I'm telling you, nothing else comes to mind right now because a lot of them are similar. But I've played so many, but that one definitely like resonated with me because
Do,
of Go ahead.
do you think you enjoy the side missions more than the main story, or do you think both are just really great in Cyberpunk?
Um, no, I'm liking both of them. I'm liking both of them. I would say like I'm liking the main mission. It's so far I'm liking the main campaign missions. And I'm definitely enjoying the side missions. But yeah, what I said before is just that you're hearing conflicting things that the story isn't that good. But for me, so far I've already put like 21 hours. I've put in like maybe like 8 or 10 main missions and like probably like 30 or 40 side missions. I'm liking what
Damn.
I'm seeing so far, bro. There's a
40
lot,
side
bro.
missions?
It's like
That's
around there,
beast.
bro. At least, yeah, bro.
Hmm. How do you feel about like upgrading your character and stuff like that? Do you feel like upgrades that you're getting are significant, or do you think like, oh well, a little thing I do here and there doesn't really affect, but you're just plowing through?
um, yeah, like the character progression. It's it's not too complicated, but then at the same time, it's still confusing at times. I had to like watch a little bit of a like some tutorial videos or like some videos explaining what build you should go to. All I can say is that there's like, from my understanding, there's two the brackets are broken into two versions. So there's skill points and then there's level up points, like experience points.
Hmm.
And the experience points you get by just progressing from leveling up general, like leveling up general, doing whatever it is, like either main missions is general. And then there's skill points which you get by using or performing certain things with certain objects. If it's just performing certain behaviors. So for example, like if you want to get perk points for the perk points from the the pistol section of a particular tree, you need to use pistols. So you
Hmm.
progress the perk points by using the pistols, and you get perk points that you can use in other trees, but you won't you will gain more if you play like a more what's that word I'm looking for? If you play like a more generalist gameplay, like you hack, you do stealth, you run a lot, and you use pistols, you use all the weapons, you're gonna be drowning in perk points because you're leveling up everything. But
Right.
eventually, I feel like if all you do is hack or all you do is do stealth, you're only gonna be have access to the perk points of those particular actions, not
Right.
like the gun mechanic. So like it takes a little time to get used to it, but it took me like maybe like a day or two. And then I was like, okay, I understand what's going on. Like but it's not too complicated. But what they're trying to do is kind of new because they're trying to make it that you progress no matter how you play. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So whatever your play style is, you're gonna see experience. But if you're that person that does everything, tries to do everything, like tries to hack everything before they kill everybody,
Mm-hmm.
like you're gonna be seeing a lot of experience, a lot of XP coming your way.
Nah, and that makes sense because, like, you want to reward players who have their own certain play style. You want to reward them with
Mm.
like points that will, upgrade that play style. Like if I'm a guy
Yeah.
who likes to use pistols all the time or machine guns, like I want points to upgrade that. Um, so that
Hmm.
kind of makes sense, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, it does. But yeah, like for me, I'm still I was initially thinking about doing a generalist, like just leveling up everything equally. But I've done some research and it there's certain trees that work better than others as far as like um what playstyle works the best or is the most fun, the most engaging, the most like you see the most it's the most fun. So I've gravitated towards that. But then also they have a mechanic where if you have a certain level of intelligence or cool factor, you you have these open dialogues. So you have like access to these dialogues that you otherwise wouldn't. So I make sure to have to have my intelligence up so I can say certain things. My cool is okay, but like because I like to hear those locked sayings in conversations because they
Yeah.
actually end up they actually change the whole dialogue altogether at times.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you have like when you're having conversations with characters, like this locked decisions. Mm.
Yeah, so it will tell you oh, if you have 8 intelligence you can say this because you're intelligent. You can say, oh, listen,
Okay.
this like, yeah, exactly. Or with cool, like you have enough confidence to say this particular line, and then sometimes it
That's
changes the
cool.
whole. Yeah,
That's
it does.
actually pretty
You gotta
cool.
be you gotta be yeah, you gotta be cognizant of the fact that if you want, I like to hear those conversations because
Right.
it puts the character you're speaking to on edge. Sometimes it's mad funny, so I put in points to that. But you have to like I'll say this, like it does take it is a grinder though. I'll say that. Like Cyberpunk, it's a grinder. Like
Yeah.
in the general level, not the street credit, but like your actual XP, your level, it takes some time. And a little hint to everybody, a little tip to everybody. Um, the tree that I've seen that it generates the most XP is hacking.
Mm,
Right. So hacking. From the last 8 hours, I've been putting more points into hacking because it just gives you way more XP versus
gotcha.
everything else, versus shooting, going in guns blazing, stuff like that. Yeah,
Is the grind fun?
the grind is fun. Yeah, it is fun. I did study, like I'm studying for finals now, but I was like, yo, let me not touch Cyberpunk until like tonight, and I just couldn't help myself. Like it's fun, it's fun. But like I said, I'm not experiencing bugs. There's people out there that are experiencing like hella bugs, man, and it sucks because Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red was a little the way they released this game was a little suspect
Mm,
in my opinion. Because they only gave reviewers copies to PC versions of the game.
yeah.
The console version was completely locked until the day of release, which is
Yeah. Working on that patch.
they were hiding something. They were hiding something. No, they were hiding something, bro. Because even after the patch, you still have the game unplayable on base PS4 and base
Yeah.
Xbox. So I can understand the aggression and the anger for some people because not
Not
everybody has a
facts.
PS5, man.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
thought like maybe like leading up to a couple months before launch, you would think that, and they were planning the initial release date was back in April. Like that was the first like firm release date they
Bro,
ever had, I think.
you've had more than enough time, bro. You've
So
had
so you
more
should
than
have
enough.
at least like if you knew the game was gonna be this bad on launch, like
Mhm.
not launch on like past generation consoles like PS4 and Xbox One. I think you should have canceled that.
I mean, are
What
you
do you
saying like
think?
they should have pushed it even further? You think they should have pushed the release date further?
Maybe push it further, but I think maybe they should have just can't. They should have just made it. Yo, this is next gen exclusive because this game does not work on
Yeah.
past gen.
Yeah, but then they're losing a lot of money because
They
not everybody
are
plays on PC.
no facts.
And most console players are on base PS4. I know a lot of them base PS4, bro, not PS4 Pro or even Xbox One X. I think they're in like Xbox One PS4, bro. So they would have lost a lot of money. I don't think they were willing to do that. They
Yeah,
were willing
but
to just bite the
the
bullet.
game don't work.
The game don't work, bro, but they got their bread, bro. I don't know, man. This is how corporations work, man.
Yo, I mean,
They
because
just don't care, man.
you play on PS5, like the game is working,
Yeah, I
great
would
for
be
you.
late. I
But
would,
imagine you was playing on a 2013 PS4. This the thing I have right here. You feel me? Like the thing that sounds like a jet engine about to take off when I play Fortnite.
facts, facts. Those facts, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro. I mean, I have a PS4 Pro. That's my other
Mm,
system, and it runs okay on PS4 Pro from what I've seen. Like 30 frames per second, it'll dip down to like maybe 29 and stuff like that. But it
got
runs
you.
relatively okay. But those minor bugs that I was talking about on the PS5, they're way more apparent on the PS4 Pro. You know what I mean? So, but at least it's playable. It's not the
Right.
PS4 where you see like you walk into textures, like you walk into certain streets and the textures take like 20 seconds to load up. I saw this guy driving down the highway and the sign that tells you where to go, it took like 20 seconds for it to load.
Mm, yeah,
How like
that's ridiculous.
that's unacceptable, bro. That's unacceptable, man. The,
Very.
the way they released that game on the base PS4 and base Xbox, yeah, man.
Yeah. Um. How do you feel about the characters in the game? Like the characters that are close to you, NPCs that you just
Mm.
find on side missions. What do you think?
Um,
And
I like
the
the main
overall
character.
world. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, don't worry about it. I like the main character. I play as Male V. Um, I like his voice actor. I like all the voice actors actually. The voice acting in this game is phenomenal. Um, Especially the main character. They had to pick him right. But yeah, yeah. I like the characters, like the main circle of characters that you deal with at the beginning of the game because I'm only 20 hours in and I'm making sure I'm doing all the side missions. So I don't think I'm that far ahead in the campaign, but they're very interesting. They're very interesting. I love the writing. The writing is it is it is where it's at. The writing is fantastic,
Nice.
very comical at times, but dramatic. Very, um, very like very whimsical. Certain characters are whimsical, witty. definitely witty writing, like really good writing, man. So I enjoy that aspect of it. It looks like they took their time with the story and with the development of these characters. So I can say that. And then you said what was the other aspect that you asked me about?
The overall world, like the cyberpunk
Overall world.
world, the city, Night
Yeah.
City.
Oh, that's a character in and of itself. Like
Mm.
you it's so dense. It's so dense. And for me with RPGs, like when the game, like I said, when for me, like if the combat is there, typically when I see a very open world game, like a huge open world game, I get a little overwhelmed. But with this game, like when it's running well, like um I just love the culture. Like it's so diverse, so dense.
Mm.
I'm learning how to speak Japanese at the moment, and you literally walk up to Japanese mobsters like in certain portions. It's like a Japantown, and they're just talking. They're literally cutting your ass, you know.
Yeah, they they
like
they
like
they roasting each other.
they're roasting each other and you in
Facts.
Japanese, and they'll translate. It's just I love what the city they build. I love the environment. Um I love just exploring it, and that's not something that comes easy to me.
Mm.
So I'm really happy about that. One thing I would say is um like when it comes to NPCs, like not anything narrative related, but like just NPCs that walk around the city, naturally. It's kind of like I don't know. I feel like it's kind of lackluster, like just a bit, because like I've seen NPCs that walk around villages in Skyrim and other games, and they seem much more
Like
a little
natural.
bit deeper. Like yeah, you can hear conversations that they have amongst themselves. You know what I mean? Like I would say that I was expecting something like a little bit more dense, like NPCs as far as like what they're doing, because they look
Mm-hmm.
kind of like at times they look kind of awkward. You know, like when you go into a club and you see these two people, just macking, and you're like, but they don't say anything. Like you don't hear them. Like
Mm.
you have to literally press square to hear what they say, and they say some like generic one liner at times. I'm like, okay, but like if you were to compare that walking through a village in Witcher 3, like you can literally hear them sometimes having a whole conversation and they're not even connected to the story at all or any side
Right.
mission. So you know what I mean? Like I would say that, like I would critique that particular aspect of the game. But overall, I'm loving the exploration. I'm loving the environment.
Nice, nice. That's cool. And what about outside of Night City? I know they have like there's like some deserty areas outside of like the
Mm.
city itself, the buildings and all that. Have you been out there?
Um, I haven't been out there too much, except for this one mission. So like I did go. It was a campaign mission. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but because I don't want to spoil anything. But I haven't explored the outside just yet. So, but I would say that it looks interesting, and it looks from what I've seen, and not as of course not as much people out there, but there are certain things that you can explore. I would say that like I found pretty interesting items outside of the city, including
Hmm.
a very nice car. So it's the exploration
Okay.
aspect is there, like when it comes to the outside. So far from me.
Gotcha. Um, have you met Johnny Silverhand, aka Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, I was a little worried about him because I've been hearing YouTubers saying that his uh his acting was a little lackluster. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan. Like The Matrix is one of my top 5 films. Um, I was a little worried, but I liked. I actually really like his character, and I like the way he's portraying the character.
Mm.
I was a little worried too that I was only gonna picture him as John Wick or as
Yeah.
Neo.
Yeah.
So, because yeah, I was a little worried about that, but no, like he has me convinced that he's Johnny, and I personally love the way he's conveying this character. It's badass. Is he does have like one particular side of him, but damn it, he plays that side well.
Oh yeah. What kind of site is
Yeah,
that?
I like it. I like it's just like he says what is on his mind. Like at first he starts off as an asshole and he's trying to do something to you. I'm not gonna say what, but he's trying to do something to you,
mm.
and you're like, yo, damn, bro, like chill out. But no, like it's really interesting to see the dynamic between those two and how they're how they're evolving. I'll say that. I don't want to spoil anything, but how they're
Gotcha.
evolving as far as the narrative. Yeah.
That's fire. It's the game sounds like awesome then. Like bugs aside, and maybe some lackluster
Oh no,
like
yeah,
parts, but it sounds awesome.
100%. I'm telling
Do
you right now, if it wasn't
mm-hmm.
yeah, just sorry to cut you off. If it wasn't for these bugs, because a lot of the review bombs is just because of that, man. A lot of the
Mm.
bad things that you're hearing about it's because like it's not polished. That's all it is. Yeah,
I
you
feel
basically.
like I feel like that's how game a lot of games these days. That's the problem. That's what happens to them. Like before a game comes out, if there's like a leak that happens, like Last of Us. People go and see it and like it just ruins their expectations and everything, and they just bomb it without playing the game. And I don't know. I just feel like I don't like, looking into that stuff because I feel like it ruins my own judgment of a game. Like I feel like I'm gonna go in with that in my head, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna notice all this
Mhm.
bad stuff about it. But like, had I just play the game myself, I'll have like my own opinion on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I completely respect that. For me, I just really like being. For me, it
Nosy.
gets me more excited. Yeah, I like watching updates. People, there's channels out there that literally just give Cyberpunk news every day. Like I like watching because it makes me even that much more excited. But
No,
I
for
would
sure, for
admit, like
sure.
yes,
But like
it affects your expectations sometimes. It does for the worst. For me, it actually enhanced them because I was hearing all this bad stuff, but
mhm.
it ended up being it ended up being really good to me so far.
You kind of went
So,
in with
but
lower expectations, and then it kind of wowed you in a way.
yeah, exactly. So, like for example, like the Johnny Silverhand, like I heard he was, the acting was kind of one-sided, and like it didn't move you, like it didn't convince you.
Yeah,
But to me, that was completely to the contrary. Yeah.
gotcha. All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Mm.
Um, so do you love this game?
Do I love this game? I would say so. Yes. 21 hours and what? When did the game come out? 4 days ago, right? Around there,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like 4 days,
Well, it came
21
out 3 days
hours.
ago, but you got it a day earlier,
3 days ago?
Mister.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. 21 hours and 3 days, or 4 days, 3 days and a half. I would say I love this game. Yeah, I would say
Okay.
I love this game.
You think
Hmm.
it could be your game of the year?
For next year,
No, for
damn, that's
2020
hard.
game of the year.
Would it even didn't that already happen? Like
I mean, I'm talking about for you
that's
personally, because like I know the Game Awards happens and they
oh
don't count December, but like let's
no,
say for us.
I don't think so, but because it's just it's unplayable on one of the versions. That has to be implemented
Mm,
into the decision, into the overall um value and rating of the game. It has to.
yeah,
Even though I'm having a good experience, PCs are having the best experience. Like if you see the the side to side comparison between the base PS4 and it looks like two different games. Like you have to tack that into the overall rating of the game. So no, I wouldn't say it's my game of the year. My game of the year is Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like
gotcha.
those two didn't personally for me. I feel like my personal opinion, it didn't deserve any of those. Well, maybe I don't know what they won, but it definitely didn't deserve game of the year in my opinion. Like absolutely not.
What didn't?
But it goes to Last of Us 2. It won Game of the Year.
Mm,
Wait, like it almost swept. It almost swept all the. Wait,
yeah, all
really?
the
Last of Us
awards,
2?
yeah, at the Game Awards. Um,
Yeah, but my Game of the Year is Ghosts. Yeah.
yeah, got you. I don't want to get into Last of Us, because I know like
Yeah, that's a whole hour conversation alone.
the for real. Um, how about we talk about the PS5 then? Let's talk about
Mm.
just the our enjoyment of the PS5. How do you like your PS5,
Uh,
bro?
how do I like it? Oh, I'm
To
loving it.
switch gears,
Yeah, I'm loving the PS5. First day played the game that came included, which was
Astros
Astro.
Playroom, yeah.
It blew my mind because the controller that was like my first introduction to the controller. Thank goodness I played that first. Um, Then I played Spider-Man. Spider-Man also was a good game. I have some critiques about it,
Mm.
but yeah, the system in and of itself, I'm loving so far. I'm loving so far. I haven't run into anything crazy. Like, well, the most crazy thing that I ran into is like it has this little thing where it just spins up the blue drive out of nowhere. Like you see
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like out of
That's what
nowhere
I
for like
hate. Yeah.
yeah. So it's kind of concerning. But I'm still playing. You know, I'm not putting it into rest mode because I've heard like putting it into rest mode can essentially break it somehow.
I think that's
So
over because I've been putting it into rest mode since launch,
I need
and
to see the patch notes now.
I never have any problems with it with like putting it into rest mode. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't want to take the chances. So I really need to see the patch notes. I need to see like they specifically say, okay,
Yeah,
all right,
I
it says
gotcha.
here rest mode issue. Yeah, you know what I mean, like, because it's really hard. You're not getting another PS5, bro, until like maybe next year
Yeah.
if you need a refund. But
No, but I definitely think it's fixed. Um,
yeah.
and the drive thing, I think that's if you that wait you do you buy all your games digitally?
Most of them, yeah. Um, I but it for me, if I remember correctly, it was because I have Cyberpunk in CD version because I obviously I had it before it came
Right,
out,
right, right.
but but I think I've experienced that even when I don't have a CD in the system. Like you would just like start
Oh,
rotating. Yeah, bro. Like I don't know. Like it's pretty loud. I'm not sure what's going on,
I
but I
thought
could
that
be
was
wrong.
only
Maybe my
if there's
voice
a
has.
disc in.
Oh, then it could be that, bro. I could be because I don't know for sure for certain.
I always
But
thought
because
that was the
I've
case.
had yeah, yeah, I've had like Watch Dogs in it and Sekiro in
Mm,
it, so that's probably why. So yeah, my experience has been 90% positive.
mm.
I'm really enjoying this system. Yeah.
Speaking of Sekiro and Watch Dogs, right? Those are past gen games. How do you feel
Mhm.
about the way PS5 handles, PS4 games and like how we are you noticing boosts and stuff like that?
Um, I mean the PS5 is handling it pretty well. Like from what I know, to the best of my knowledge, there's only like certain games, like maybe one of the Assassin's Creed games, like the ones before Odyssey or the African continent one, the one before that, I think it was
Origins.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Like it had yeah before Origins, one of those Assassin's Creeds, I think it was Syndicate. It had like certain like technical difficulties, like as far as like the
Mm,
sky, like you will see like flickering stuff, like. But that's but in my experience, the PS4 games that I've played have been have run well. But I feel like if it falls more on the studio because it's the studio's job to optimize it. Because if not, the PS4 isn't gonna the PS5 rather is not really gonna do much of a difference without that extra attention from the studio. So for example, um hey, hold on,
sorry.
dog is wrong. Yeah. So, for example, like Bloodborne, I put that in. Do I have the CD version? Yeah. So I put the CD version in and replayed the game, and it's still running at 30 FPS, like I think like
Right,
1080p.
right. Yeah.
So if the developer, the studio isn't doing anything, like you're gonna see it's gonna be the same version of the game. Now, when we're in games that PS4 games that have received some attention from their studios, like for in my opinion, the best PS4 game that I played on PS5 has looked the best. I think it's Days Gone, man. Days Gone is
Really?
I would like yeah, Days Gone, man. They upped the resolution and it's smooth 60
Mm,
FPS. It looks like a new game. Honestly, it looks like a new game. Um, and I didn't finish Days Gone because it's a very long game. I didn't finish it on the PS4, so I was like, you know what, let me replay it, and I was blown away. Like I kind of got bored of it on PS4 Pro, but then I
gotcha.
replayed it on PS5, and it just gave me back that desire to play it. You know, before
Mm,
Cyberpunk came out.
right.
Ghost of Tsushima also that game got a huge upgrade. So it's running at 60 FPS, I think at 4K, I believe, and it looks even more gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
relatively well, but it takes the effort from the studios in order to see the difference. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard those games that the studios did go back and like they patched the game on
Mm,
so that they could get boosted on PS5. In
yeah.
Bloodborne was the load times faster? Do you think? Because I remember they did
Yeah, I
take
think so.
long on PS4.
Yeah. They are
Um,
faster, so that's something that you'll see generally over. I think all PS4 games, like the load times, they will be maybe not significant, or sometimes in some cases significant, but they'll
yeah,
definitely be better. They'll definitely be better. It varies, but that's something that you see, I think, across the board when it comes to like the actual, resolution, performance, frames per second. That needs to be, it started by the studios. Yeah.
yeah. Got you. What's your favorite thing about the PS5?
Hmm. I mean, I would say the games and how it performs.
Yeah,
Right. Demon Souls is fantastic, and now Cyberpunk is my second favorite game to play. Um, yeah, I think I'll put that Demon Souls a little bit. No, you can't really compare them, but I love both of those games. So the games that they came out with, like, that's the main thing that I'm happy to buy this PS. I'm happy that I bought this PS5 for. Um, I would say the UI is not the best right now, like because they're lacking a lot of things that were on the that were on the PS4, and are on the Xbox Series X. So one make thing the big thing right now is like suspending apps, like quick resume, like you see on Xbox Series X. There's not this that doesn't exist right now on the PS5. Maybe
right,
it'll be
right.
patched later. Yeah, I kind of missed that particular feature, and also the being able to change your themes, which you can't do right now.
Yeah, yeah. I hate that
Um,
it's like it's just the dark, like the
mm,
dark grayish background. Like every time you're not
mm,
looking at like a game or anything.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that kind of. I'm sure that's gonna be patched in the future. It sucks that you don't have it now, but I'm liking the PS5. I really am.
yeah. I see you cop the headphones. I see them in the corner right there. The
Yes, sir.
PS5 3D headset.
Yeah, yeah, they're over there right now. Yeah,
What's that
yeah, they're
like?
they're, they're pretty. They're pretty good. They're pretty good because I already have like good headphones besides those headphones. So I've been used to 3D audio, but they are pretty
Mm,
good for the price. The quality is good for the price. You definitely do hear a difference, and they're comfortable. That's very important. They're very comfortable. Like I've
yeah.
worn them for hours, and you had no discomfort like with headphones that's sometimes prevalent. Like there's no discomfort. Like you can wear them for hours, and they're very comfortable. The sound is great. It does take some time to get used to like the buttons.
Mm.
I don't think I'm still not used to them because they changed them a lot from the other PS4 Gold headset.
Oh, you have those
But
too?
I had those, yeah.
Mm.
But they're definitely worth the money. They're only $100, and they give you good quality for those
Got
headphones.
you. Yeah, yeah. I know like I had sent you the link to get the PS5 headset, right? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And like I know back then at the time I'm like, I don't really need a headset. I'm good for now. And I think that was before our PS5s came in. And like I don't know, recently I'm like, damn, I really want some headset with 3D audio and I really want to get the PS5 one because it's like the cheapest one. Um
Mm.
but like that shit is hard to get even now. Um
Still, damn, that's crazy.
It's harder now because you got all the scalpers reselling everything. Um, but yeah, like these they like I had these for about a year and I bought them refurbished. They're Logitech headphones. But like I can't put the sound up all the way because then it just cuts out. Um, like the sound just cuts out and like
Mm.
sometimes the sound cuts out for like half a second. Like you hear like the doom and it comes back. Um, So yeah,
Mm.
definitely in the market for those. I saw some Turtle Beaches that are 100 that they have 3D audio. So I might just try to get that.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't necessarily. Yeah, like 3D audio is not something that's exclusive to these headphones, to the Sony ones. But so yeah, you don't have to get the Sony ones. There's definitely other things out there in the market.
right, and I think those
Maybe
aren't
not as
selling out yet. Um, until people find
yeah.
out about them. um,
Yeah, to sound.
yeah, yeah. I like that chair by the way. That chair is fly. Um, S Racer.
Oh, thanks, bro. Yeah, S Racer. I think it's like a um. I'm not sure if it's considered a knockoff, but it's comfortable
What's
and
the
I
original one?
think it's DX Racer or some shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yo, we
yeah,
from the
yeah.
hood. We get the hood version. I got this Decino thing. It
Uh,
got a little fire on it. You know, I think
yeah,
it's
bro. You
cool.
got the pillow, bro. I like just the pillow, bro. Give me a little
Exactly.
pillow. I'm good.
We chilling. We could sleep here all night.
Yeah, it's out, bro.
Yeah. Uh, bro. I think that's about it for today, bro. Thank you so much for coming on the show and talking about Cyberpunk and your PS5 experience. How do you feel?
Mm. I feel good, bro. This was a little nervous at first, but yeah, this was just like having another conversation.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
for
for
having me.
sure. Yeah,
I had a
yeah,
lot of fun, man.
anytime, bro. You're great. I know you're into gaming, and you're like one of the few
Mm.
friends I have who are into gaming. So
Yeah, bro.
when I thought of doing this podcast, I like one of the first things in my head was like, damn, if I ever get like a second person, like Manny's definitely the first one I want. So
I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate
sure,
that,
for
bro.
sure, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna holla at you. I hope you have a great one. And everyone watching, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, comment about Manny's opinions if you like him, if you hate him. And I'll see you all in the next video. Adios.
Take care, everyone.